Something unsettling is unfolding on the cobbles of Coronation Street, and this time, it's Todd who's caught right in the middle of it. What began as a romantic connection that seemed full of promise has spiraled into something darker, more dangerous, and painfully real. Viewers have watched the cracks form slowly, and now, those cracks are splitting wide open. Todd's once loving relationship with Theo has turned toxic, and the signs are impossible to ignore. In the newest episode, which fans have already spotted on ITVX, Todd finally starts to see through Theo's carefully constructed lies. What was once charm has now become control. After discovering that Theo lost a vital contract with Pete, a blow that puts even more strain on their already fragile finances, Todd begins to sense there's more to the story. His instincts are right. The truth hits hard when he realizes the new contractor replacing Pete is none other than the man Theo had a one-night stand with. The betrayal stings, but even worse is Theo's reaction. Instead of remorse, he lashes out. What could have been an honest conversation turns into another moment of manipulation, and Todd finds himself retreating once again into silence. Then comes an innocent moment that sets everything off. George, ever kind-hearted and well-meaning, drops by to check in. Aware that Todd and Theo are struggling financially, he offers them a restaurant voucher, a small gesture of care. But what should have been a nice surprise turns into another spark for Theo's anger. His pride can't handle the thought of pity, and his temper flares in front of Todd. What George sees as awkward tension is actually something much darker beneath the surface, a growing pattern of control and humiliation that Todd can no longer deny. Later that day, things only get worse. Gary, trying to be helpful, tells Theo that he'd almost managed to convince Pete to renew the contract until Todd messed it up again by warning Pete to stay away. It's an offhand comment, but it lands like a grenade. By the end of the episode, the air between Todd and Theo is electric with tension. As the final scene plays out, Theo glares at Todd from across the room, no words, just a look that says everything. It's cold, calculated, and filled with something dangerous. Viewers can sense it. This isn't over. In fact, it's only the beginning. The show has been carefully crafting this storyline for months, portraying the chilling reality of emotional abuse in a way that feels painfully authentic. Theo's manipulation isn't always loud, it's quiet, clever, and deliberate. He twists the truth, plays the victim, and convinces Todd that every problem between them is his fault. Slowly but surely, he's isolated Todd from his friends, chipped away at his confidence, and made him question his own reality. It's not just physical intimidation, it's psychological warfare. Behind the scenes, Coronation Street producers have confirmed that this story is building towards something major. A special episode, set to air in the run-up to Christmas, will focus entirely on Todd and Theo's relationship, and according to insiders, it's going to be one of the show's most intense and emotional episodes of the year. Producer Kate Brooks spoke openly about the importance of the storyline, explaining that it's meant to shine a light on the kind of abuse that doesn't always leave visible scars. "It's a really important story," she said. "We've deliberately played a bit of a slow burn with it. We've seen Todd falling for someone who's complex, someone who seems damaged but passionate. Theo's given up everything for Todd, his family, his comfort, even his sense of identity. And by the time Todd realizes who he's really dealing with, it's too late. He feels indebted, and that's exactly where Theo wants him." Brooks went on to explain that Theo's true nature will become impossible to hide as the storyline heads toward its climax. "He's a dark character," she said. "He's manipulative, controlling, and frighteningly good at gaslighting Todd. It's subtle at first, but it grows until Todd's completely trapped." For Gareth Pierce, who plays Todd, this has been one of the most challenging roles of his career. In a recent interview, he revealed why Todd hasn't simply walked away, despite knowing deep down that Theo is dangerous. "I think some of the self-improvements Todd's made over the past few years have made him more empathetic," Pierce said. "He believes people can change because he's changed. That hope, that belief in redemption, is what keeps him in this relationship longer than he should be. He's scared of Theo, absolutely. But there's also love there, somewhere buried under all the pain. He thinks he can fix him. That's what makes the story so heartbreakingly realistic." Todd's situation reflects the painful truth about many abusive relationships: the hope that things will get better, the fear of making things worse, and the quiet shame that keeps victims silent. The writers have done a remarkable job of showing how emotional abuse doesn't start with violence, it starts with charm, with affection, with promises, and before you know it, it becomes control. Fans have taken to social media to praise the slow burn nature of the story, with many calling it one of the show's most grounded and powerful arcs in recent years. Some say it's difficult to watch, but necessary because it mirrors situations so many people have faced behind closed doors. The balance between tenderness and toxicity makes the scenes between Todd and Theo both captivating and uncomfortable, and that's exactly what keeps viewers hooked. As Christmas approaches in Coronation Street, the tension is building. The lights may be going up around Weatherfield, but for Todd, the darkness is closing in. The question on everyone's mind now is, how far will Theo go? And will Todd find the strength to break free before it's too late? This storyline isn't just drama, it's a mirror, reflecting how dangerous love can become when it turns into obsession and control. It's about fear disguised as affection and manipulation masked as care. For Todd, the realization that he's living in a nightmare might be the only thing that saves him. But escaping someone like Theo doesn't come easy, because sometimes the most terrifying place to be is in love with the wrong person.